Very good evening, everyone. Yes, I just received confirmation that Sir PL is facing a power failure in his area. So Mr. Mahesh will be taking over the session for today. And yes, Sir will be joining soon. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Guys, very good afternoon. PLC is having a power failure. I'm really sorry. I'll be taking the session to have a cover-up session for the benefit of entire sales team. Now, are there anyone from the marketing class? Can we have raise hand quickly? Anyone from marketing class? Can you all hear me? Can someone respond whether you all can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear.
Done. Right. Okay. PLC is having a power issue, so that I'll be taking a cover-up session. And anyone from Sinhala, are you there? Sinhala, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Now, just put a message to the marketing students saying that okay, not to log. I'll be taking a complete cover-up session for the one because the sales, the both batches are sitting for the exam in January now. So without wasting the time, okay, Diniti, Uta, really sorry. PLC is having a power concern, so the maths class will be there next week. So tell the others also not to join for today's class.
Okay.
Okay. Senal, please send a message to group.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Right. So guys, now anyway, both batches in DSSM will be having why the less numbers, having both batches, why less. Okay. So both batches are sitting for the exam in January. One batch is sitting for exam in 9th January. We have already released the schedule. And after about 1.5 weeks, or maybe maximum 2 weeks, we'll be releasing the schedule for the second batch also. So, and y'all will have the exam in mid-January. So, without wasting the time, since y'all have logged, I'll be taking y'all on a complete cover up. Because what we have to do in your syllabus right now, let me take up the syllabus. Give me 1 minute, let me share the screen. Okay, now as per the DSSM syllabus, so we have covered for batch 1 and 2, both we have covered the fundamentals in sales versus marketing. The module 1 we have covered. Module 2 for batch 2 also we have covered. Module 3 sales organization structure. Yes, we have partially covered. No, module 3 also we have covered for batch 2 and module 4. Yes, module 4 partially we have covered for batch 2 also. I think the module 4 we have completely covered, right? For batch 2, anyone from batch 2? Sanal, batch 2 kattiya nattang it's batch 2 is also there, right? Anyone from batch 2 here? Okay, super. Now, Soinesh, can you remember whether we have covered segmentation, targeting and positioning, the marketing mix strategies?
Yes, sir, we did. We did market segmentation and stuff.
We did market segmentation, we did marketing mix strategies we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so introduction to marketing, fundamental part, different evolution, the concepts we were talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
We did all. Okay, which means fourth module. Up to fourth module we have covered y'all. The rest, of course, we have covered for the batch 1 anyway. Branding also we covered for them, and mathematics will be there. Marketing intelligence, the research part we were talking about. Batch 1, can I know whether we have done the marketing research? Batch 1 Sunday afternoon team, and can someone tell me we did the marketing research, right? Yashoda? Yashoda, did we complete the marketing mix? Sorry, marketing research 1, marketing information system. Yashoda?
Yes,
Dharani?
sir.
We did. Okay, right. So student in batch 2, we will be taking a complete revision. I mean, that will be benefited y'all also, since y'all facing the exam in January. Y'all also facing the exam in January. So let's take up the revision from the first module itself, right? Let me share slides. I will be giving you all a complete revision on the areas what we have done by now, just to take the maximum out of the time, since is not available. Try to cover up to market segmentation, targeting and positioning, a comprehensive revision. Support me to finish this revision so that we can save our time at the latter part. Can you all see the screen, guys? Can you all see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like this. Now, anyway, y'all know the exam schedule, right? So y'all will have 2-hour exam with 60+ questions, will be 60 or 70, but 2-hour exam, right? Hopefully it will be 70 questions, failing which maybe 60 to 70. Expect 70 questions for 2 hours. So guys, whatever we have covered in our theory and in our syllabus, will be tested in the online exam. Not a single question comes outside the syllabus. Everything will be from the syllabus itself. So you all don't have to worry about reading this textbook, that textbook, so whatever you name. You all can do it perfectly okay, but that is for the benefit of your further readings, further knowledge. But for the examination, we will be testing from the areas what we have covered so far. So this will be basically kind of a revision for you all. Even it is good for the team in batch 2, though you all have done it recently. Since we are talking about, I will give you all the area which can be tested in questions also. So listen carefully. I'll tell me area I can question in Puluwan, me area I can question in Puluwan. Please keep a note on those areas and focus, because I'll be touching the areas which can be tested at the exam specially. Right? Are we okay? Are we okay? Can we go ahead without taking without wasting time? නැත්තම් මේ අපරාධයක් මේ time එක kill කරනවායි කියන එක. Are you all ready? Thumbs up එකක්වත් දෙන්න. මේක නෑ අර musical show එකක් වගේ. Thumbs up එකක්වත් දෙන්න. අත් දෙක උස්සලා අප්පුඩි ගහන්න කියලා කියනවා වගේ. Are you all ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. Okay, no, okay, good scene, good scene. As usual, right? Usual race sense, right? Okay. Right, guys, listen. We'll go one by one and we'll try to go up to the segmentation part from areas where we have covered so far. Okay, so the first part, what we did, okay, the first part, what we did, we got an introduction to the sales management. Okay, so we got an idea about what is sales management over there. We were talking about a couple of definitions. We were talking about different interpretations in the sales management term, right? We were talking about it. So there may be, there may be a question asking the meaning of sales management, connecting, maybe sometimes to fill certain keywords in a particular definition, or maybe drag and drop question, right? Which means space එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා, ඒකට answers කීපයක් තියෙනවා, ඒකෙන් හරි answer එක select කරගන්නවා වගේ. So by looking at the sales management definition, okay, there are few definitions. I'm not saying, okay, which definition might come. But when you look at all the definitions in sales management, the core is same. So sometimes there may be a question. Sometimes there may be a question. Around the core purpose behind the sales management in whatever the definitions we talk about. Okay, so look at whatever the introductions we have given on the definitions in sales management. Now, when you look at the modern marketing system, this is another area which can be tested. This is another area which can be tested. So it can be sometimes, okay, fill in the blank kind of a thing where, okay, which comes here, which comes here, which comes here, which comes here. You all can see my cursor, right? Cursor එක පේනව නේද? මම ඕගොල්ලෝගේ screen එක minimize කරලා තියෙන්නේ, so can someone respond? Cursor එක පේනව නේද?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, superb. So sometimes, let's say as example, මෙතනට එන දේ මොකද්ද? මේ entire modern marketing system, right? And this modern marketing system, the salesperson connected throughout. In these modern marketing systems, the salesperson connected throughout. Okay, not only at the company where they sell to this this customer or that customer. No, salesperson is connected with each and every entities in this micro environment. Okay, now they said micro environment kiwa metana macro environment කියලා තියෙනවා. Macro environment is outside this. This is your micros, remember. This is your micros. If you can remember, if you can recall your marketing environmental analysis, of course, for the batch 2, we didn't do yet. So we talk about the micro environmental perspectives connecting supplier, competitor, channel intermediary, end customer, internal organizational environment, and another element we were talking about, something called public, which is not here. And by looking at the Michael Porter's 5 competitive forces, you talk about some of these: supplier bargaining power, competitor bargaining power, competitor power, intermediary bargaining power, then your end consumer bargaining power, right? Then the potential threats. Then we talk about the internal organizational environmental perspectives. So in modern marketing system, you being the salesperson, you're connected with each and every elements over here. You can't have isolate run. So you are connected there. So macro environment is beyond that. Macro environment is beyond that. Macro environment only we were talking about all the Pestile frameworks. So there can be a question asking, not under this chapter, but there can be a question asking you all to identify 6 elements, 7 elements in macro. There can be an MCQ for you all to select the correct elements in micros. So, I mean, there can be questions designed using this model. I mean, for me, I can design good 10 questions using this model and micro and the macro. So this is the difference. You need to identify this. This is the modern marketing system. You're here, your suppliers are here, your channel intermediary, middleman, අතරමැදියෝ කියලා අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත කට්ටිය, wholesalers, agent, broker, retailer, franchise organizations we were talking about when we discussed the marketing mix in area. Then the end consumer and the competitor. So this is one of the area actually what we were talking about, what we considered under modern marketing system, which can be tested at the exam. If you all have any questions, mama ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ screen එක minimize කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Excuse කරලා කතා කරන්න. එන්න මට raise hand කරොත් පේන්නේ නැහැ ඒක. So then the sales management we were talking about, we identified few definitions. මම දන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ batch 2 එකේ නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් මේවා තියෙනවා, මේවා ළඟදී කරපු හින්දා batch 1 එකේ කට්ටියගේ ගාව මේවා තියෙනවද කියලාවත් මම දන්නේ නැහැ. So I know for sure you all may not have sometimes. So definitions, the few definitions taking regarding the sales management. Look at the sales management. As per this explanation, the sales management is the management of the personal selling. Management of the personal selling function. Personal selling, we were talking about the personal selling as a separate area we were talking about. So here they talk about the sales management as the management of personal selling. But that personal selling include what? Strategic planning, organizing resources, leading and motivating people, controlling your own way to reach the sales objectives, controlling on your way to reach your sales objectives. So setting objectives, planning, organizing resources, leading, motivating people, controlling people, and get your objectives. So the entire management part is playing inside this. And inside that, the personal selling plays a vital role. Personal selling means what we identified. We identified the meaning of personal selling. So sometimes there can be a question to fill this gap, to select the right word. So you need to have the meaning with you all to get a better idea about what is sales management, my dear friends. Get an overall picture about this. We'll look at another explanation about the term sales management. Sales management is a process developing a sales force. Sales force, which means what? The people, those who are selling, the people like you all, So what do we do? Coordinating the sales operation, implementing the sales techniques that allows business to consistently hit. මේක අර temporarily hit කරන එක නෙමෙයි, consistently hit, even surpass its sales target. මේ හැම තැනකදීම අපි කතා කරන්නේ මොකද්ද? මේ sales management එක කරන්නේ මොකටද? Sales goals achieve කරන්න, sales targets achieve කරන්න. And මෙතනත් when you really look at this part also, you look at the sales force. Sales force finally boils down where? Personal selling කියන එකට. අපි sales force එක manage කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? We are managing our team. We are managing their capacities, competencies, yeah, their personal selling skills. We are managing their decision-making capacities. We are managing all these things. Another way we look at the sales management. We look at another one. I mean, just to summarize, sales management can be seen as the management of organization's marketing mix, and you both have done the marketing mix now. Now we know sales management involves in organizing the marketing mix now here as per this definition. Now, which means what? You guys are responsible on product management part, product planning and development part. You guys are responsible on the branding part we were talking about. You guys are responsible on new product launch, giving new product ideas. You guys are responsible on all these areas. So you people being the sales professionals responsible on pricing related strategies, distribution related strategies, communication related strategies. We were talking about the initial 4 ingredients, how these initial 4 ingredients support the sales function. We were talking about. Now, those days when we talk about the marketing mix part, the people, those who are not comfortable with this word would have gone clueless sometimes. Mokadda me marketing mix kiyala kiyane. Now you all know because you all have done what is marketing mix. You all know the elements that are there in marketing mix. We were talking about those. So sales management is kind of a management in marketing mix strategies. So it's a broader area. Now look at there as well. Look at there. Product merchandising and pricing, the promotion, distribution, the planning, staffing, supervising, motivating, controlling, sales personnel, right? All these things are comes under the sales management. So guys, question enna puluwan sales management එක identify කරගන්න කොහොමද කියන එක බලන්න. So objective type question එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. පොඩි answer එකක් type කරලා ලියන්න. වචන දෙකක තුනක answer එකක් type කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. So question patterns තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි MCQ එක. Questions 4ක් දීලා ඕගොල්ලන්ට question select කරගන්න. දෙවැනි එක තමයි yes no questions. ලියා ගන්න ඒගොල්ලන් ලියා ගන්න, right? Question types මම මේ කියන්නේ MCQ questions එන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ questions 4ක් දීලිවලා ඒ questions 4න් හරි උත්තරේ හොයන එක. That is one thing. Okay, MCQs. දෙවෙනි එක තමයි yes no answers. Statement එකක් දීලා මේ statement එක yes ද no ද හරිද වැරදිද කියලා කියන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ට questions එන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. Yes no එහෙම නැත්නම් right ද wrong ද කියන එක එන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක තව විදියක්. මම මේ වයින් generate වෙන්න පුළුවන් styles මම මේ කියන්නේ. ඒකත් තමයි එන්න පුළුවන් sentence complete කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. Sentence එකක් complete කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. හරි වචනේ එක්කෝ ඒගොල්ලොන් දෙන්න පුළුවන් පල්ලෙහා question එකට පල්ලෙහා. එහෙම නැත්නම් හරි වචනේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට type කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. Sentence එකක් complete කරා. මම මේ online exam එකක questions pattern වෙන විදිය ඕගොල්ලන්ට කියන්නේ. Sentence එකක් type කරන්න question sentence completion එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. Right? ඊට අමතරව එන්න පුළුවන් මෙන්න මේ දේවල් වලින් drag and drop එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. මම අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ එක්කෝ image එකක් drag and drop වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහර ලාවට word එකක් drag and drop වෙන්න පුළුවන්. පිළිවෙලට sequence එක drag and drop වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So whatever the way drag and drop වෙන්න පුළුවන් whatever the way. Right? Okay. So මම මතක් වෙන question types ටිකත් මම කියන්නම් ඕගොල්ලන්ට ready වෙන්න මේක revision එක කරන ගමන්. Right, we were talking about a couple of things, and this is another area which can be tested, which can design for MCQ. Right. Now we were talking about the key aspects of sales management. Right. So if you're a sales manager, you're responsible on sales operation, you're responsible on sales strategy, you're responsible on sales analysis. There are three great areas where you all need to focus to have a proper sales management approach. Sales operation කියලා කිව්වම entire sales operation එක from even taking your marketing mix strategies, and maybe the final selling approach, distribution, logistic, maybe merchandising and displays, maybe whatever you talk about, the entire sales operation. Designing sales strategies, designing sales strategies. What type of sales strategy? Sales strategy කියලා කිව්වම sales team strategy වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Sales budgeting strategy වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Forecasting strategy වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Whatever. Right? Analyzing sales. එහෙනම් මෙන්න analyzing sales කියලා කිව්වම you're analyzing your performance, your key performance you're analyzing. You're analyzing your I mean what do you call your KPIs. Okay, you're analyzing your targets against the actual achievements. Okay, budgeted versus real actual. You're analyzing. You're analyzing the market competition. You're analyzing the market growth patterns, and all these things comes under the responsibility of a sales manager. This can be tested in an MCQ. Another theory area which can be tested in MCQ. Clear nattang ahanda? Okay. So I'm just taking a quick approach. මම මේ summarize කරගෙන යන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා මේක I deep මම කතා කරගෙන යන්නේ නැහැ. Sales කියලා කිව්වහම දන්නවා මොකක්ද කියන එක we were talking about, right? All the activities including exchanging and selling products and services. Management comes with these four. So sales management connected these two: planning, organizing, implementing, leading, motivating, and controlling you and your entire operation using your skills, what we were talking about, the operation, sales, strategy, and sales analytical skills. මෙන්න මේ ඔක්කොමත් එක්කම අපි මේ දෙක combine කරලා operation එක ගෙනියනවායි කියන එක තමයි sales management කියලා කියන්නේ. So we were talking about these things. So let me move forward. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මට කතා කරලා excuse කරලා අහන්න මොන හරි area එකක් තියෙනවා නම්. So scope of sales management we were talking about once again, right? There can be sometimes questions mixing with scope of sales management along with some other things, and for you all to select the correct ones. Okay, so what are the scope of sales management? What I mean, we being salespeople, where do we responsible on? We are responsible on sales planning. We are responsible on forecasting and the budgeting, designing the sales team structure. Now look at now, we being salespeople, even human resource planning, not for the whole organization, my dear friends, for your team. HR team එක දන්නේ නැහැ, HR sales team එකට ඕන කරන හරිම සංයුතිය මොකක්ද කියන එක. So only the sales team knows the correct mix they need, they expect. So you are responsible being a salesperson. So hiring sales personnel, training and development, training induction, giving proper training and development for them, guidance for them. The sales team, developing the salesperson's objectives. Individually you can design, you being a sales manager, you are responsible to design the sales objectives for the individual person, budgeting, right? When area bala ganna, so which can be tested in your MCQ. Then බලන්නට හැම slide එකක්ම test කරනවානේ, right? Okay, anyone is having any questions? Okay, right. So එරන්දි තාම අත උස්සන් ඉන්නවා, අලුත්ෙන් ඉස්සුවද නැත්නම් කලින් උස්සපු අතද මේ? Okay. Sorry. No, that is okay. Right. Okay. Now, personal selling approach, another area which can be questioned highly. Okay. Another area which can be questioned highly, the personal selling. The sales management comes along with the personal selling area. So this is also another area which can be tested highly. Right. Okay. Dhananji, I don't understand what you say. Any program is having an exam. Batch 2 also having an exam. That also in January. So I think you're based on your number, you're in batch 1, so you can't be in batch 2. Why, Dhananjali? What is the reason? Okay, so she's asking when. But y'all can't sit for batch 2 exam. That's a separate one. Right. Okay. So now look at modern thinking in relationship and selling. Okay. Personal selling කියලා කිව්වහම remember relationship selling is important. Okay. So relationship selling is so important here. So you all need to look at when it comes to personal selling. So we talk about perceived value delivery and we talk about perceived satisfaction. Now, when it comes for relationship marketing, okay, when it comes for relationship marketing, remember you got to maintain few things to manage the relationship marketing. One is to build the satisfaction, deliver the value and build the satisfaction. You have to make sure that you deliver value. You deliver customer expected values, customer perceived values. So you deliver the satisfaction. So when you manage both, you can easily build a relationship. So there can be a question asking, what are the 2 key dimensions to be considered in managing relationships? So perceived value delivery and the satisfaction management. So these are the 2 key areas where you all need to focus in managing the relationship with the client. මෙහෙමනේ සරල විදියට මතක තියාගන්න, right? සරල විදියට මතක තියාගත්තාම relationship එකක් හදාගන්න බෑ අපිට value එකක් දෙන්න නැති එක්කෙනෙක් එක්ක අපි relationship එකක් හදාගන්න. දෙවෙනි එක තමයි අපි deal කරන පුද්ගලයාත් එක්ක අපි happy නැත්නම් අපිට relationship එක හදාගන්න බෑ. එහෙනම් value delivery එකයි satisfaction එකයි කියන දෙක තමයි mainම concerns දෙක relationship building වලට. So relationship management වලදීත් අපි focus කරන්නේ වෙන මොකක්වත් නෙමෙයි. Now you can read the definition. Sometimes there can be a question. Fill in the blank in this part. The customer relationship management in selling is the overall process of building and maintaining the profitable customer relationship by delivering මෙන්න මේ දෙක කියන එකයි. For you all to fill the gap sometimes maybe. So you all need to have a clear idea on that particular area, right? So relationship management part. So customer perceived value, another 2 area which can be another area, customer satisfaction, of course, you know, customer perceived value. Perceived value in the sense the value which is in the mindset of the consumer, my dear friends. Customer perceived value is the value which is there in the mindset of the customer. So it is the difference between the real benefit, whatever they get out of the cost, what they incur in getting those benefits. So that is captured in the mindset. So if they feel, okay, what I spend is not worth, which means we have not met the perceived value of the customer's expectation. So we need to make sure that we manage the customer perceived value, which means the value which is there in the consumer's mindset. So you can look at the definition which is here. Customer perceived values is the customer's evaluation of difference between all the benefits and all the cost. එයා බලන්නේ මොකද්ද? එයාට හම්බ වෙන benefit එකයි එයා වියදම් කරන මුදලයි අතර තියෙන gap එක මොකද්ද කියන එක තමයි එයා එතනදී measure කරන්නේ. So it is basically measured psychologically. Customer feel it. අපරාධි මම වියදම් කරපු ගානට මට benefit එකක් නැහැ. So why we call it as a perceived value? It's a measurement derived in the mindset of the consumer. So that is why we call it as the perceived value. So there can be a question using this, but not the customer satisfaction. You know, I mean, like it's a very basic one. So perceived value කියන area එක. So have a look on it. So it can be a question based on that, right? Customer loyalty. Once again, we were talking about the customer loyalty, right? And when we deliver the perceived value and the emotional experience, and if the customer happy with the physical attributes with the product, and if the customer happy with the entire or the overall process of sales and the management approach what you are taking, then you can build the customer loyalty towards your effort, or sometimes maybe customer loyalty towards you personally. So you got to identify the meaning of customer loyalty here. Sentence completion might be there, or the paragraph completion might be there, the couple of questions using this. So understand the definition. Okay, customer loyalty is the result consists of positive emotional experience and physical attributes based on the selection. බලන්න customer කවදාවත් loyalty එකක් ඕගොල්ලොන් එක්ක build කරගන්නවද එයාට හරි product එක එයාගේ ගාවට ආවේ නැත්නම් එහෙම නැත්නම් if you all cheat the customer and try to sell the product, will he build the relationship and will he build the loyalty with you? එහෙනම් physical attributes comply කරන්න ඕනේ එයාගේ expectation එකත් එක්ක සහ එයාගේ satisfaction එකත් එක්ක සහ emotional experience එක positive වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතන තමයි අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ perceived value delivery එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක. එහෙනම් perceived value delivery එකක් තියෙන්නත් ඕනේ. Physical attributes comply කරන්නත් ඕනේ. Then you can build a relationship with the customer for a longer period and you can convert the customer into a loyal client. Why we worried about the customer loyalty? Because we talk about the lifetime value of the customer. We worried about the lifetime value of the customer. Another definite question, customer lifetime value. Another definite question, customer lifetime value. Take my words, okay? So do we receive these lecture slides? Vishwajit, I'm really sad to hear from you. Are you from batch 1 or batch 2?
So batch 1.
So I have already given, which means you have not come for classes.
I didn't check.
I mean, I got so much of calls last week after I mean, most of the people have taken out from the group just because of the attendance. So this is the reason, right? Y'all not joining for classes and y'all get, I don't know, all of a sudden you get motivated to sit for the final exams. So we have already shared this, but anyway, we will share it once again, right? I will share it once again, and all these things are there. Okay, Vishwajit, how many times you have logged into LMS?
Recently I have logged to check the assignment guidelines.
Anyway, we can check from back end, even the time you all have spent and everything inside the LMS. So, I mean, guys, utilize it. I don't know, y'all not kids, okay? You guys are not kids. So it's your call to use it. You are Varna Kulasurya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have logged 4 days before, right? So, okay. So guys, use it. All these materials even available in LMS. So if you go to LMS under your login and DSSM course, there are module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 modules, 10 modules including the law. So 90% of the material is already uploaded in the LMS. So anyway, the first up to module 8, we have already uploaded into the LMS. So you all can refer the LMS and take whatever the materials. Actually, guys, I wanted to communicate y'all. It was really disappointing last week when we got the attendance and your commitment, and it was initially decided to have 80% attendance, and finally the entire team, after having a discussion with the examination team, they reduced that to 60%. They reduced that to 60%. Okay, and we have not wasted time. None of the lecturers have wasted time in any of these batches, and we are taking maximum to give you all the qualification. But unfortunately, I mean, if you all can remember the inauguration, what we had in total 350 plus students, and most of them failed the first assignment. Most of them failed the first assignment, and they had to move out, and some redo and resubmitted the assignment and joined the second part. Then second part also, out of about 230 or 40 for final batch, it came only about 150 because many dropped because of the assignments. We are okay with it. We don't reduce the quality. We don't reduce the standard. It is guaranteed, right? This qualification, the DSSM, DSMM, PDSBM, these qualifications are with proper syllabus and proper, the evaluation criteria. So you all have to maintain that, and pressurizing the institute team to, having sometimes even 30-40% attendance, pressurizing the team, requesting is not fair. It's not fair. So please don't call me. I had to be, bit tough even for a couple of students, those who were calling me. Really sorry for that, because it is not the call what I can take. So policy එකක් දැම්මහම come on, අපි මේ sales professionalism එක හදාගෙන යන්න try කරනවා නම්, if we are trying to become professionals in sales, we should have some kind of disciplines in our life, man. So ඒක comply කරගෙන යන්න. Come on, how many hours you all have spent, and how many hours the lecturers have spent, the resources they dump into the LMS, and resources they share with their materials, their knowledge and everything. So take the maximum out of it. I don't know. I can just tell only. It's solely up to you all, right? Solely up to you all. I can't. We can tell only. So we can't do for the benefit of you all. So we can just tell only. So Vishwajit and everybody, LMS එකේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම මේ materials ටික upload වෙලා තියෙනවා LMS එකේ. So go and take it. Go and take it so that you will be okay. And PPT සුත් share වෙන්නම්. PPTs ටිකක් share කරන්න, don't worry. Okay, lifetime value එක. Lifetime value එක අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම මේකෙන් අපි කතා කරන්නේ nothing but how long customer will be there with the organization, and what is the revenue and the profit customer will bring to the organization. Customer lifetime value. Customer lifetime value. මේ lifetime period එක ඇතුලේ organization එකට customer අරන් එන value එක, organization එකට customer අරන් එන revenue එක, organization එකට customer අරන් එන profit එක තමයි මෙතනදී අපි measure කරන්නේ. Right? Customer lifetime value කියන එක. So we were talking about a calculation. There can be a question based on the definition. What is customer lifetime value? And there will be a definite question on the the formula. customer lifetime value formula. We were talking about the customer lifetime value calculation. Make the customer lifetime value formula like a definite question එකක් එනවා. එක්කෝ එනවා question එක customer lifetime value එක calculate කරන්න mathematical question එකක් එනවා lifetime value එක calculate කරලා පෙන්නන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් formula එක දීලා ඒ formula එක හරියට ලියන්න එනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් formula එකේ gaps fill කරන්න එනවා. ඔය මොන විදියකින් හරි definite question එකක් customer lifetime value. මොකද guys, though you all getting either 70 or the 60 questions, already we have set 150 plus questions in the LMS. ඒක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට access කරන්න බෑ. We have uploaded it to the question bank already 150 plus questions. ඒතකොට ඒ වයින් filter වෙලා තමයි questions එන්නේ. ඉතින් මේකට I also have given questions, so I know what and what areas we have given. So ඒ හින්දා focus කරගෙන යන්න මම මේ කියන දේවල් ටික කියන areas ටික cover කරගන්න බලාගෙන. Okay, so I mean you all will have a question on this formula. Okay, so either to identify the formula. It make formula එක හරි සරලයි, right? Lifetime value එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Average value එක sale එක. අපි හිතමු උදාහරණයක් විදිහට we'll take a small example. Okay, you talk about your shaving cream, right? අපි හිතමු Gillette shaving cream එක රුපියල්, I mean let's say 1000 rupees the container, right? The small container, the 1000 rupees container. Okay, so let's say you consume 2 containers a month. Average sales value 1000 rupees. You're using 2 containers a month. Okay, so you're consuming it for 50 years, let's say as example. අපි අවුරුදු 50ක් මේක consume කරනවා මාසෙට දෙක ගානේ. එහෙනම් මාසෙට දෙකයි මෙතන මාස ගානෙන් වැඩි කරා නම් අපි consume කරන so lifetime value එක අපිට calculate කරගන්න පුළුවන්. උදාහරණයක්. එක container එකක් රුපියල් 1000යි මාසෙට containers දෙකයි, right? එතකොට අපි හිතමු අවුරුදු 50ක් අපි මේක පාවිච්චි කරනවායි කියලා. එහෙනම් 50 වැඩි කිරීම 12. ඇයි ඒ? 50 why 15 to 12 කියලා කියන්නේ වෙන මොකක්වත් හින්දා නෙමේ. අවුරුද්දට මාස 12යි, අවුරුදු 50ට 12 වරක් මාස 600යි, right? එතකොට ඔන්න ඔය ටික වැඩි කරාම lifetime value that particular customer generated to the company you get. So customer lifetime value with the profit margin you calculate after that. Let's say you are getting on average 30% margin. So you get out of this figure what you received here, you get the percentage 30% calculate and see the total profit margin you are getting. So that is the customer lifetime value. මේ formula එක මතක තියාගන්න, which can be tested. Okay, customer lifetime value formula එක. පැහැදිලිද? Anyone is having any question? මේ questions අහන්න ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පැහැදිලි නැත්නම් මම ආයි කියලා දෙන්නම්. Right? Okay. මේක අනිවාර්යෙන් එන question එකක්. Process එක use කරලා question එකක් එනවා. So you all have to get ready. Either to identify the steps properly in the process, or sometimes maybe to fill the gaps, right? මේ දෙක දීලා මේ දෙක නැතුව අන්තිම එක දීලා මේ දෙක fill කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේක jumble කරලා දීලා හරි order එකට set කරන්න එන්න පුළුවන්. This is the marketing management process, my dear. මේක කටපාඩම් කරලා මතක තියාගන්න එපා. හරි සරලයි, right? මුලින්ම අපි කරන්නේ market එක understand කරගන්නවා. Market එක understand කරගන්නවා කියලා කියන්නේ customer understanding and their requirement. We understand their requirements, we understand their needs, we understand our total customer expectations. Then based on that we design strategy. Strategies කියලා කියන්නේ broader perspective එකක්. මම හැමතිස්සෙම කිව්වා strategy කියන වචනේ ඇතුලේ තියෙන ලොකු gamut එකක් තියෙනවා. ලොකු picture එකක් තියෙනවා strategy එකක් කියලා කිව්වම. එහෙනම් ඒ strategy එක උදාහරණයක් විදිහට. So we identify the market requirement and our strategy may be to enter into a new market. Our strategy strategy may be to absorb the competitor market share. That is our strategy. ඒකට අදාළ ඒ strategy එකට අදාළ විදිහට techniques තමයි අනිත් ඒවා. අලුත් market එකට යන අපි distributor කෙනෙක් appoint කරනවා. So that is a technique what we are using. or අලුත් market එකට යන we open our own warehouse and the delivery point in that particular area. That is our technique. Those are the programs what we are implementing. So strategy and a technique or strategy and a program, there's a huge difference. Strategy එකක් achieve කරන්න, strategy එකක් implement කරන්න තමයි අපි programs techniques අරන් යන්නේ. So you got to have a clear idea on it. So what do? We design the strategy based on the customer's requirement and the expectation, and based on the strategy to achieve those strategy, to comply those strategy, we design our techniques and the programs with delivering values. So what we do, and by doing this, we are gaining the relationship with the customer. We are gaining the relationship with the customer by designing our strategies and the techniques. Then we are capturing the value from the customer in return. අපිට මෙන්න මේ හතරම internal. මේක තමයි external වලින් internal එකට එන්නේ finally. මේක තමයි external එකකින් internal එකට finally we are getting. චූම්පානුත් මේ වෙලාවෙම තමයි ඇවිල්ලා යන්නේ. Okay, so creating values, getting values from the customer is from this side. This is what we try to get by doing all these things. Understand the marketplace, designing the strategy, designing the programs and the techniques, build a relationship with the customer, capturing the value from the customer. හරි සරලයි. මතක තියාගන්න. එතකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට මේක කොයි විදියට ආවත් ඕගොල්ලන්ට steps ටික මේ කියන්නේ මේ තියෙන හැම වචනයක් ගානේ මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. You all have to remember the entire process as a overall picture. මුලින්ම මාකට් එක අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කරගන්නවා. ඒ අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කරගත්ත මාකට් එකට ස්ට්‍රැටජිස් ගන්නවා. ඒ ස්ට්‍රැටජිස් කම්ප්ලයි කරන ටෙක්නික්ස් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම්ස් ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ට් කරගෙන යනවා. ඒවා ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ට් කරලා අපි රිලේෂන්ෂිප් බිල්ඩ් කරනවා. රිලේෂන්ෂිප් එක බිල්ඩ් කරලා අපි කස්ටමර්ගෙන් වැලියු එක කැප්චර් කරනවා. So you got to have that. Okay. So then another model which can be tested. Okay. So we identified 4 different type of customer relationship patterns with the organization by looking at two dimensions. සමහර වෙලාවට question එක එන්න පුළුවන් මේ diagram එක දීලිවලා මේ quadrants හතර දීලිවලා මේ quadrants එකේ එක්කෙනාගේ behavior එක select කරගන්න. මේ quadrant true friend ගේ behavior එක, stranger ගේ behavior එක, barnacle ගේ behavior එක, butterfly ගේ behavior එක select කරගන්න. Profitability versus projected loyalty එක හරි විදියට තියෙනවද කියලා identify කරගන්න. Or else there can be මේ pattern එක base කරගෙන, I mean by looking at this theory, my dear friends, you can design about 5 to 10 questions, right? MCQs, you can design 5 to 10 questions. Get ready with that. You're not getting 5 to 10 questions for your paper, but can design 5 to 10 questions using this. Out of those questions, you might get one. So this model will be there. So this is basically the relationship types what we identified by looking at the profitability and the projected loyalty. අපි customer categorize කරනවා එයාගේ profitability එක high ද low ද කියන එකයි, එයාගේ projected loyalty එක short term ද long term ද කියන එක අනුව. එහෙනම් ඒක identify කරගෙන we are classifying the entire customer base into 4 quadrants and identify their behavior. True friends, we try to retain somehow because that is our, the main market and main revenue contributors. These people are the main revenue contributors. If you really connect this theory along with the Pareto's theory, 80-20 rule, 20% of your good customers will generate the 80% of the revenue of the business. So those are the true friends with the business. So barnacles, butterflies, we try to nurture and develop these people. So question might be sometimes, okay, what is your strategy? Is it to develop or is it to maintain or drop for barnacles? So you got to identify the strategy what we are using for barnacles. We are trying to develop them with the organization and convert them into the long-term loyal customers. So like that, even using this model, you can ask 10 different questions. So get ready with this model. So these are the relationship types what we identified in the market. Okay, and another one we were talking about, okay, by looking at the opportunities for transaction, is it one time or continuous? By looking at the relationship with the customer, it's non-contractual or contractual. This is mainly the B2B model what we were talking about, right? It's a B2B model like api katha kara transaction opportunities one time transaction එකක් නම් ඒ කියන්නේ discrete continuous නෑ හැමදාම එන්නේ නෑ එක පාරක් එක්කනේ. එහෙනම් ඒක non contractual. අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ agreement base. අපිට contract sign කරන customers ලා. අන්න non contractual contractual කියලා කියන්නේ ඒ වගේ customers ලා. Relationship type එක. Non contractual කියලා කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් අපිට එක බැඳීමක් නැහැ. Contractual කියලා කියන්නේ they are having a bond with the organization to do whatever the transaction. So they are sometimes the legal agreements maybe, or maybe sometimes non-legal agreements maybe. Verbal contracts maybe sometimes, whatever the way. So they are with the organization. So you got to identify. You got to identify your target market and the target audience, how you can identify by looking at their behavior. So there can be a question asking. Sometimes to fill this, okay, where I mean opportunities, whether it is discrete or the continuous, relationship type, contractual, the non-contractual, based on that, මේවා identify කරගන්න questions එන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. මේවා identify කරගන්න questions එන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. Okay, මොකද guys MCQs වල බහුතරයක් අපි theory කතා කරා stage 1 and stage 2 වල. ඒ කියන්නේ first 20 hours 20 hours වලට වැඩිය ගියා anyway, and second 36 hours වල අපි කතා කරේම තනිකර theory. Final 48 hours වල අපි කතා කරන්නේ ගොඩක් theories නෙමෙයි. අපි කතා කරන්නේ strategy side එක කතා කරන්නේ. එතකොට මේ MCQs ගොඩක් වෙලාවට design වෙන්න පුළුවන් first stage එකයි second stage එකයි base කරගෙන. Remember that. Right? MCQs ගොඩක් වෙලාවට base වෙන්නේ first stage එකයි second stage එකයි base කරගෙන. So study those materials. Don't say that you don't have those materials now. Okay, so we were talking about this. Right. Then we were talking about the B2B market.